Welcome back to Powerlifting Motivation India. Today we're breaking down one of the most dominant performances of the year. Etienne El Chaer taking the gold in the 120 kilogram class at the 2025 IPF Classic World Powerlifting Championship in Germany.
We have Etienne El Chaer of Lebanon opening with 325 kilos, 20 kilos below his best.
Etienne, junior star, moved into the open last year. Absolutely massive deadlift and definitely a podium threat. What color might that medal be?
And that is a quick opener for Etienne, and 2-1, a good lift. So we'll have a look at that depth in the replay, but when you're going against a world record deadlifter, actually for these larger gentlemen in this heat is gonna take its toll.
Yeah, the bigger the lifters get, the more the heat and the turnaround is gonna take.
Etienne El Chaer from Lebanon taking a 15 kilo jump to 340, just 5 kilos below his personal best. This is the kind of tight race that any of those top 5 lifters cannot really afford to miss a lift or lose any kilos.
Etienne also has a monster deadlift. You got to think the plan isn't to overly drain too much energy here. That's a good working second attempt for him.
3 white lights, a good lift. Yeah, a lot of big deadlifters in this flight, including the current world record holder. Gold, Etienne El Chaer from Lebanon, taking 350 kilos, looking for a 5 kilo personal best to move into squat silver for the time being.
340 look comfortable. Expecting a 10 kilo jump to move well. A lot of Lebanese here in the crowd today.
Should he get this, only 10 kilos separates him and third.
Oh, good catch, and that was unexpected. I want to take a look at this replay. I think he just lost balance in the hole.
Yeah, I think perhaps he lost a little bit of tension as he got to the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't know, it could have just been a little bit too much on the day for him. 15 kilos, just 2.5 kilos below his personal best, and if he continues in this trajectory, he is in a great position to push for that title overall.
Etienne lost a couple kilos on that squat. If he could regain it on the bench press, he's right back where he wants to be.
That's comfortable.
Yeah, especially if his previous personal best is 217.5. You could see where the key onto that total, and everybody's talking about Nonzo's deadlift, as they should. But the separation between Nonzo's deadlift and Etienne's is not the gap people think. Perhaps they're saying after he got the start to command, it proceeded to sink a bit more.
Yeah.
Then it went. I'm not sure I've seen that in the replay.
Etienne El Chaer jumping 10 kilos to 225, and he opened off below his personal best, and it was extremely comfortable. And this is why he's a threat. He continues to add kilos to his current bests. Landed a little below his best on squat, but more than making up for it here in bench.
Etienne came into the event on nominations. 6.5 kilos behind Nonzo. He needed to find those kilos somewhere. It looks like he's going to find it in the bench press event of on Etienne. He has a monster deadlift. If his deadlift has improved alongside his bench press, this is major league trouble for the other one. A quick finish.
Etienne El Chaer from Lebanon, looking to jump 7.5 kilos to 232.5. Already hit a personal best on his second. This keeps him on prognosis in first heading into deadlifts.
And again, a reminder, not only is he first heading into deadlifts if everybody hits their final bench, he's got a deadlift that can allow him to hold serve.
We mentioned how close it is between first and fifth. 7.5 kilos. Missing this would change a lot. Getting this would change even more. Wow.
Yeah. This is big trouble. Look, McDonald from Trinidad and Tobago has had a great start. Have the deadlift to hold off the other contenders. Etienne, entirely different conversation. If he has a big start on you, it is big trouble with that deadlift.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ian has been picking up the slack since he just missed a couple kilos on squat, and he is really charging forward. 355 kilos for Etienne El Chaer from Lebanon. And as you alluded to, Ryan, yes, Nonso has the world record, but Etienne really not far behind with a 396 deadlift PB.
If he's got the lead with the deadlift like that, it's tough to break ahead of him.
As it stands, he is 5 kilos ahead of Nonso, but slightly heavier. Oh, Ryan.
Nah, you give a thumbs up, but I think he's trying to top.
So we have a look here again. Just seemed to have a little bit of a wobble, and now begs a big question, and I think you know what that question is, Ryan.
Was that pain? The expression on his face, he actually couldn't relock.
And as we said before, it is a risk, but a risk worth taking in a flight this stacked. If he was to retake that opener or not make his plan second, he would have been out the game completely. So in a very few cases, I think you'd agree with me, Ryan, do we believe in making this risk? But this is one of the few that we do.
Yeah, I do agree with you. He's here to win the overall gold. So you miss your opener. If you retake it, you are so far back. If his top end's going to be around 400 kilos, is he going to throw on 50 kilos? I don't think so in his final attempt. So this is the move he's got to take.
He has to stay in the game with his 380 kilos. He's gone up 25 kilos. Etienne El Chaer from Lebanon to stay in the fight for the world title.
Now, is his back okay? Is he still 100%?
He gets this and he stays in the race, or he misses it and he risks not posting a total. And the risk seems worth it. He is back in the race, 3 white lights. Even if any of you watching were, he knew what he had in the tank.
That thumbs up was not just cover. He meant it.
2 attempts left, and one of these gentlemen will be the world champion from 5 to 2, and from 2 very shortly to 1. We won't have to wait long to see who will be the 2025 world champion.
Yeah, 380 was a decent second, but a 25 kilo jump from there seemed a little ambitious.
Yeah, 10 kilos, however, well within reach. Etienne El Chaer of Lebanon taking a 10 kilo jump to move him ahead of Nonso Chinye, who is to follow into pole position for the world title. Everybody is on their feet. He didn't get his opener, went up anyway, and for the world title potentially, 390. He has lifted this before, but now their pressure is on.
At worst, he's got silver, and he might be taking gold.
Oh, and he's get it. He manages to knock it out.
And fires back at Team Great Britain.
3 white light. He moves into pole position, and that just means one per way. We've seen an attempt change come in.
Nonzo under heavy pressure now.
Yeah.